came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. On me. Tell them that's like, yeah, it's still love it. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the option. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. I'm running the game now. Foot on the gas, can slow down, no.
We are so back. It's nice to get back into the win column after the game that we had the other day. Honestly, this was refreshing. This was nice. I think we all needed a palate cleanser like what we saw tonight after the Cavaliers have just been, man, they've gone nonstop. I think they said 17 games in 29 or so days. That's just insane amount of basketball being played by this team. So, of course, a couple of guys took the night off tonight. And honestly, it's not just a couple. We did not get Darius Garland tonight. Karis LeVert still out. Isaac Okoro still out. Max Strus, obviously. Dean Wade, a number of players. And the starters did not play their full complement of minutes who actually were out there. Jared Allen with 21 minutes, Donovan Mitchell with 20 minutes, Evan Mobley with 18 minutes. And the Cavaliers still scored 128 fucking points. Oh my gosh. This team is deep beyond measure. And obviously, you have to take everything that you saw tonight with a grain of salt, considering that this New Orleans Pelicans team is absolutely decimated in terms of injuries, right? I think they said they only had, I think their top 6 players. I think they said their top 6 players are out, maybe more than that. But all I know is that the Pelicans, they literally pulled Elfrid Payton out of thin air today. Glad to see him back in the NBA, but they pulled him out of thin air. He's been in the G League, kind of, putting in work there. So it was really nice to see him make it back to the NBA level. But when you're doing that, you're signing him today, and then you're immediately throwing him into the starting lineup. That's how you know things are kind of dire. How did the Cavaliers achieve what they achieved tonight? Well, I'll tell you right off the bat, Jalen Tyson, doing some very, very special things in his first career start. This man, all he did was become the first Cavalier to record a double-double in his first start since Samardo Samuels back in 2011. Anybody remember Samardo Samuels? Man, 2011 was a long, long time ago. It was some fun times back then, not winning times, but there were some fun things that happened back then. But Samardo Samuels is not a name that I have heard in a very long time. But Tyson himself would finish with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals while completing a very efficient 7 of 12 from the field. Dude knocked down shots in a variety of ways and making plays on the defensive end, leading to transition buckets. And honestly, I feel like he's ready for a real role, but the problem is finding him an actual role with how deep this team is, man. It's insane how many of these players could probably play on other teams, but due to the nature of how deep this Cavs roster runs, they're kind of glued to the bench. And obviously the big thing that sticks out tonight was Ty Jerome. Oh my gosh, Ty Jerome is unfucking believable. Just when, he wows us in his his first career start not first career start, in his first Cavalier start the other day. And then again, providing some big minutes in the subsequent games to follow that. In his start tonight, all this guy would do is drill 7 triples in the first half, man. Joined pretty elite company, pretty damn good company by doing so. He joins Kevin Love, who knocked down 8 back during the 2015-2016 season against Portland. I think we all remember that one where Kevin Love went absolutely ballistic. CJ Miles, who drilled 8 back in 2014. And then J.R. Smith, who made 7 against Milwaukee in that same 2015-2016 season. Pretty good company be in. Shouts out to Ty Jerome for continuing to show us that he can do he can do anything out there. I mean, seriously, this guy, we have to retain him at all costs. I don't care what the Cavaliers have to do to get the job done, but Ty Jerome has to remain a Cavalier past this season. And I know they're working with limited assets and budget right now, but you got to do whatever you can to keep this man in wine and gold, because he just shows out whenever he gets real opportunities. And he put up 29 points tonight in just 23 minutes on 10 of 19 from the field, including 7 of 12 from three-point range. It was a plus 28 on the night. Jared Allen was another player who kind of had it rolling tonight. He had several highlight-worthy plays, including a poster dunk. This man, I mean, if there was ever a game to get Jared Allen rolling, tonight was it. And his 21 minutes of action, he would post a double-double himself with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and a perfect 7 of 7 from the field, and a rejection. That rejection was quite nice, might I add. Who else? Who else we got down here? Can't forget about George Niang. 20 big minutes off the bench, 6 of 12 from three-point distance. In his 22 minutes, it was nice to see Niang shot fallen, because the three-point shot has not been his biggest fan. It hasn't been his best friend this season, and he's been doing most of his damage, honestly, from inside the arc, where he's been very effective driving the basketball using a floater. It's kind of crazy. And then you look at some of the other players who got big time burn tonight. One of the players that I was really looking forward to seeing was Luke Travers. He played 30 minutes tonight. Glad to see him actually get some real rotational burn. And then, as people are saying in the chat down here, one of the bigger takeaways was JT Thor tonight. In 13 minutes, this motherfucker scored 12 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2, showing that range that we know that he's capable of from three-point distance. Had a block, 2 steals. He just looked to be everywhere out there, and I liked what I saw out of him on the defensive end. So, man, it just shows you how much talent is on this roster. And it really sucks, in my opinion, that not all of these guys are going to be able to play consistently, because all of them on various teams could probably actually be rotation players. But due to how heavy this team is in terms of sheer talent, not everybody's going to play. Multiple somebodies, will be kind of ass out and be the odd man out here. But man, oh man, this was a fun one to watch, especially after what happened yesterday. And it's not like yesterday was a terrible game. We only lost by 3, but a L is still a L. So to get back into that win column, no matter who the competition is, it feels damn good. And to be able to put up another 120 plus performance on a night where you don't have Darius Garland and a slew of others, it feels good. And I'll add to this. We put up 128 and Donovan Mitchell only scored 10 of those points, guys. That's big time. That is big time. And again, you have to take it with a grain of salt, considering the level of competition that the Cavaliers suited up against. You kind of feel bad for Willie Green and company over there with the Pelicans, with everybody that's out. But it is definitely nice. And it was a bit of a palate cleanser. And it was really cool to see Cleveland go out and take care of a team that absolutely had no chance. You gotta win the easy ones. And that's exactly what tonight was all about. And now the Cavaliers have earned themselves a nice big old break, which we all wanted, because again, I think they said 17 games in 29 days. to start this season. So the Cavaliers have earned this rest. They are now 16-1. And honestly, that Boston rematch on the 3rd, that is what looms large. But honestly, I think the Cavaliers, assuming that most of these guys that are out are back, they probably have a chance to split with Boston on these first 2. So we'll see. We shall see what happened. Other than that, guys, just not much else to talk about. I don't feel the need to dive too deeply into this one because, again, such a depleted Pelicans team. But it was really, really awesome to see Ty Jerome and Jalen Tyson go off. And, Tyson, the one thing I'll say about this guy is that I really, really had hoped that he got run yesterday. He did not play a minute yesterday. Kenny went with an 8-man rotation, and I get why that was. He's unproven. You don't want to just throw him to the Wolves, the best team the best team that in a lot of people's eyes in the Boston Celtics out there. You don't want to just kind of throw him into the proverbial fire. But I think they really could have used a player like him. He just hustles. He's all heart out there. The way that he works on the offensive glass is very, very impressive and impactful to me. You saw him, his first 2 points of the game was a putback. It shows the whole story. The man, despite being undersized, quote unquote, at 6'6", pulled down 11 rebounds. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal to see what he was able to do on both ends of the floor out there. But again, not a game to dive too deeply into. So I'll probably end it there. Just kind of a quick hitter. I wanted to jump on here and, gloat about our guy, Ty Jerome, who looks like an absolute gem, absolute steal of a find by Kobe Altman. And it just makes you even more pissed that he wasn't available last season when the Cavaliers really, really could have used him. And I don't know if he will get enough minutes to qualify for 6th man of the year, but every game that goes by, he does a few things out there that make it genuinely feel like he should be. Time will tell. That said, as I always tell you guys, if you'd like to reach out to me, you know how you can. It's Cavalier_pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and more. If you'd like to be added to this Cavalier Discord chat, you know what to do. Leave a rating, leave a review, send a screenshot of said review to itscavalier53@gmail.com, and I will send you said invite. If you're watching over on X, if you're watching over on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button. If this is your first time watching the It's Cavalier podcast, hit that subscribe. And click that notification bell so you don't miss out on these live streams and whatever Cavalier related content that I put out. Go Cavs.